Hello, good day. My name is Gava from Bachelor of Science in Computer Science 2A. So my member is Roberto Bayos Jr. and Johnben Augustus Nadal. So in this video, I will show how Q works and how the program works. So what is Q? A queue is described as a linear data structure with open ends and FIFO or first in first out execution of operations. So a queue, according to our definition, is a list in which all additions are made at one end and all deletions are made at the other. So the problem is, design a Python program that will implement a queue abstract data structures using array or linked lists. So the program has three queue that accepts workloads. Workloads are an integer values. So a specific queue accepts an enqueue and input workload with it and the least total value of workloads. Thus, it decreases the least first element of all queues. Success and error messages should be displayed when necessary. So the program will loops until users chooses 0 or exit. So this is the code that we made from the group 2. So the first thing we did is we'll serve a container for the elements input by the user. So q is equals to in array. So next in add an element of the queue. So ito yung element of the queue. Next, remove some elements of the queue. So dito natin i-remove yung queue. For example, the the user uh, use in queue, so the program will delete the list number or yung pinakaunang number na in-input ng user. So display the queue. So ito yung part na kung saan i-display na yung queue. So yung queue and print all the queue na in-input ng user. So when the user chooses one which is in queue, it will display input inter workload. So if the program show an inter workload, so the user will input any number basta integer siya. So next, the menu. So ito yung choices or the menu that the user will choose. So we have the 0 for exit. So if the user input exit, so the program will end. And if the user choose 1 or in queue, so the user will input an integer number and that integer number will be in the list of the queue or nasa queue na siya. So next, number 2, we have the dequeue. So in this part of the program, the program will delete the last number or I mean the first number that the users input. So for example, I input 1 for the dequeue and 1 next 2. So if pin if pinili ko yung dequeue, so the program will delete the 1. So matitira na lang yung 2. So if yung user nag-input ng ibang number, so the program will show or print the invalid choice. So let's try the program. So as we run the program, so yung program natin after we run, so may menu na siyang pagpipilian. So we have 0, 1, and 2 for exit. We have the 1 for in queue, 2 for the queue. So if we if we press 1 or choose 1, the in queue, and the program will show that we have to enter our workload. For example, we choose 8. So ayan, the program will show that the Q0, we have 8. So, yung Q1 and Q2, wala pa siyang nakalagay na numbers kasi 8 pa lang yung nalalagay natin. So, another input is, for example, ginamit ulit natin yung choices number 1. So, for example, naglagay tayo ng 9. So, the program will show the 9. So, kanina naglagay tayo ng 8. So, sunod na i-queue niya sa 1, yung 9, yung input natin na bago. So, next, we have 1 ulit, and we have to input, for example, uh, we have 5. So, ayan, nakikita natin na yung yung queue from 0 to 2 or 3 queues, we have 8, 9, 5. So, ito yung kanina, number 8. Next, we have number 9. And yung pinaka-latest natin na binigay is number 5. So, if we choose naman the number 2 or the queue, so, mawawala yung 5. Kasi siya yung pinaka-last nating in-input. So, halimbawa, for example, nag-DQ ulit tayo, ang maaalis naman yung 8. So, for example naman, naglagay ulit tayo ng 1 or in queue, maglalagay tayo ng 6. So, sa queue number 0, meron na tayo doon nakalagay yung 6 kasi yun yung pinaka-una natin or pinaka-latest natin nilagay. So, for example naman, nagbigay tayo ng invalid input. So, we have the 0, 1, and 2. So, for alimbawa, nagbigay tayo ng 3. So, ang program will print the invalid choice. So, sensitive siya. For example, kung wala sa choices yung in-input mong number. So, for example naman, the last thing we did is for exit, we have the 0. So, the program will end or finish with exit 0. So, that's it. Thank you for listening.